It's been some time. I also have, you see, a new studio. But yeah, first let's check if there's actually a live signal. That would be nice. Yeah, that looks good on YouTube. Okay, that works. Twitch. I've not streamed for quite some time. I don't even know if I'm logged into my Twitch account. There we go. Okay, we need codes. I actually have not logged into my Twitch account with this machine. That's hilarious. Let's see. It's a code. So today is kind of like just like a really, really spontaneous one. Okay, that works. Now let's. Okay, so all channels are up and running. Let me quickly also bring up the chat here. Okay, cool. We are live on all channels. So yeah, what are we going to do today? OpenAI just dropped their new open source model. I think it's not the one that they stealth launched some days ago or over the weekend. But yeah, I want to take a look because there's some interesting parts. So let me share my screen. And we actually start. Okay, the new model is called GPT OSS. And yeah, I want to do three things. Won't be a long stream today. We will do a quick model overview. Then I want to check this out in OpenCode, which I actually kind of got into today. And yeah, want to show more of it. And then I have some general thoughts because I already like basically on my phone tested like one or two things out, which are kind of interesting. So let's start with the models itself and what OpenAI says, and then we go into some details about what I tried out and where to get the model and how to run it, and maybe you can even run it locally on your machine. So we have two model sizes. So we have 120 billion and 20 billion, both of which are a mixture of expert models. The experts, or like the single experts on the 120B models, are 5.4 billion, and on the 20B models are 3.4 billion. And if you can, like, if you count, the 20B model has less experts than the big model. So what does OpenAI say? We released GPT OSS 120 billion and GPT OSS 20 billion, two state-of-the-art open-weight models that deliver strong real-world performance at low cost. Available under the flexible Apache 2.0 license, so one of the like more common open source licenses. These models outperform similar-sized open models on reasoning tasks, demonstrate strong tool use capabilities, and are optimized for efficient deployment on consumer hardware. They were trained using a mix of reinforcement learning techniques and informed by OpenAI's most advanced internal models, including O3 and Frontier. systems. Now comes an interesting part for everyone who has a bigger GPU, maybe in their company or something. The GPT OSS 120 billion model achieves near parity with OpenAI O4 Mini on core reasoning benchmarks, while running efficiently on a single 80 gigabyte GPU. Which means if you have one single 80 gigabyte GPU, or you have something like a Mac Studio with, it might even be enough to have the 128 gig model. Yeah, you are actually able to run this on your system. Then the GPT OSS 20 billion model delivers similar results to OpenAI O3 Mini on common benchmarks and can run on edge devices with just 16 gigabytes of memory. Which means if you have a base MacBook Air, you are out of luck because you have 16 gigabytes, but you cannot use like all of it for the model. So you might, I think even the 24 gigabyte model might be a bit rough. The 32 gigabyte model that could do it. So that's still not like as expensive. So pretty cool. I will not test the 20B model today. I tried to download it, but the servers are overrun right now, so download takes forever. But I'll give it a test at some point. I just noticed I might make the text a bit bigger for you all. Sorry for that. Okay, so you can run the big model on 80 gigabytes, the small model on 16 gigabytes. For all your 50 and even 4090 users out there, that's a good thing. And even if you have to put it into normal system memory on a normal PC, for example, still might have a decent performance. But I think we will get some tests about that closely. But I show you other deployment or using options for that as well. Because if the model performs well, it's worth using it because it's dirt cheap, like really, really cheap. Both models also perform strongly on tool use, few short function calling, chain of thought reasoning, as seen in the results on Tau Bench, Agentic Evaluation Suite, and Health Bench. Don't know what these do, but yeah, we'll see. These models are compatible with Responses API and are designed to be used with agentic workflows, exceptional structure following, tool use like web search or Python code execution, and reasoning capabilities, including the ability to adjust the reasoning effort for tasks that don't require complex reasoning and or target very low latency final outputs. They're entirely customizable, provide full chain of thought, so you can see the full reasoning. And they support structured outputs, which highly important. I use it like with everything, meanwhile. And yeah, so what they actually did, just to sum this up, they went ahead, trained the model to be just good at what we actually need, which is tool use, instruction following, chain of thought thinking. And so I have high hopes that this is like a small model which can do this well, because then you can automate private stuff with a private model in some private cloud or with your own provider on Grok or something, or Open Router, which is really neat. So you don't have to rely on other people. And like I said, if you have something like I have a 128 gigs RAM MacBook, I could run the 20 billion model easily, and I guess I can even run the 120B model because the active parameters are only 5.4 billion, which is kind of small. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Then they talk a lot about safety. They work with early partners. Then they talk a bit about pre-training. I don't want to get into this. Maybe that's interesting. Like we have 128 experts here. And active parameters per token are 5.1 billion. And likely like on the 20 billion model you have less layers, less parameters, 3.6 per active parameters per token, and total experts of 32. Okay, so enough of the general text. How can you actually run it? Like, I won't show you the benchmarks; they're bullshit anyway. Real world performance is what matters. One of my favorite ways to run this, and I hope that they will be we'll have this available right away, which they actually did, was Grok. Grok is a model provider which has specialized inference hardware. And this specialized inference hardware makes stuff go really, really fast. So if we now look at this, first of all, we see input token 15 cents per million and $1 per million in and $1 per million out, which is like really cool. So per dollar in, you get like 6.6 million input token and can generate up to 1.33 million output token per dollar, which is really cool. You still have limits here. So here is it like 1,000 requests per minute, 5,000 requests a day, and it's still in preview release stage. But if you choose this, you can directly copy the code in whatever format you need it. But yeah, just look at this. Like, please create a 3D chess game in HTML. And now, if you submit this, it starts generating. And yeah, this I intentionally do the 3D chess game because it's a lot of code, but it's done. So we had 518 tokens per second, which is insane, because we can just chew through stuff. And that's the beauty of open models, because Grok oftentimes takes them. Can, for example, also run the newly released Kimi K2. Pretty cheap. It's a far bigger model than the OpenAI ones, and it's fairly capable. It's one of the best open source coding models. Yeah, so I didn't want to do any like advertising, and I'm not paid by Grok in any way, but that's really cool. If you have anything like call center agents, or you need or you just want to iterate a lot. For example, if you do front end code and you want to iterate a lot, like the fast inference is such a relief, because with AI coding, you generally have to iterate more. So having the iterations being faster is just highly helpful. Yeah, I think if I copy this over, this will most likely not work, but we can try it out. Let's go quickly to CodePen. Start coding and just drop it in. Let's see. Okay, so it did not render. Like, I had this with the new Horizon Alpha models as well. And I think chess is not defined. Let's give him another chance. So let's go in here, get this in the console. Let's give him another chance. But like I said, I wasn't expecting for the model to spit it out, because it's quite a bit of code. Well, let's see. Okay. Replace this. Yeah, still the same. So yeah, let's skip that for now. Like I said, I didn't expect this to work. What I actually wanted to test is a new tool. I get to learn a bit today during the stream of All About AI on YouTube. So if you're watching, I greet Christian. And where is my console? There we go. So this is a console application. I kind of want to clear this out. So it's called OpenCode, and it's an open source Claude Code alternative. And the cool thing is, you can provide your API key for Claude and use it just like Claude Code. You could also add Open Router, which I did. And if I now go to models, you see I can use the new GPT OS 120 billion. I can also use Horizon Alpha and Beta. But I think I could use Kimi K2. Yeah, so there are like a bunch of different versions and models you could use, which is cool. Because what I sometimes do, and I'll do it also in Cursor, because Cursor is my main tool of choice, is to just like switch between models in a chat. So I start off with the big model, for example, for the planning phase. Then I switch over to the smaller model for the mid-sized model for the actual coding. Sometimes I switch between different mid-sized models to see if one model does a specific task better than the other, because sometimes you just get stuck, right? And yeah, so I prepared a folder. This folder is empty. I also have no instructions whatsoever. But what I did today was, I have to quickly open this up. I don't know if you ever seen this, but what I wanted to have actually was like there are these old cool flip screens or signs, split flap displays. You know this from like airports where they have like a blackboard, and through flipping, like the sign switches to whatever it wants to display. And so I prepared this like instruction for developer basically. And I would say let's just copy this over. Go to plan mode. Please plan out this development. And now let's see. And this is the cool thing with small models. They are just really fast. I think I could even like use Grok as a provider, I guess. So we would be a lot faster. The model has 128K of context, so you can use it like pretty well. It's not like GPT 4.1 where you can do up to 1 million, or Gemini, or even Claude where you can do 200,000 tokens. But yeah, and it only outputs like 33K output tokens, which 33 is kind of weird. Normally it's 36, but yeah. Okay, so I think it's done. Yeah. Okay. Okay, implement this. Now let's see. Okay, we ran into tool calling issues. Model tried to call unavailable tool assistant. Okay, let's try again. Okay. So it seems like the general system message. Seems like the general system message is not too. It's not running well. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh yeah, but that's what tests are for, right? So what I did now, I just asked it to plan stuff out. Then I switched the mode back to the editor mode, and then what it should do is create a file or create a plan. I tested it before I started the stream with a simple file, and it did it. So please create the base index.html. Maybe we just try another call. Okay, now he's preparing to write. So he is now like preparing to create the file. the funny thing I had my first test is like he created the file, and then he gave me an answer prompt additionally to get the file. Okay, now he implemented something. Edit basic HTML, CSS styling, include a split flap. Okay. Well, let's see. I have file stream. There we go. Index HTML. Ah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, kind of got a result. Flight to Paris. Ah, interesting. Okay. I don't have any audio, and I don't have the option to put my own thing on the screen. So let's try the following. Please add a new field and button where I can insert the text. Also make the sign a matrix of 5 by 15. Let's say 7. 15 times 7 width x height. Let's see. Is it already done? That was fast. Okay. Here an event listener. Here a little button. Input text. Okay. Let's see. Ah, there we go. That's kind of interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, it's working. I would love to have it a bit faster. Can you do the flips a bit faster? To be honest, it's the second fast model I test today, and I kind of really love to just to have these fast models doing the code, because it's so quick. It's really cool. I think the flips and the actual changes of the of whatever it's writing, it's not actually, no, it's not flipping on change of the actual character. But okay, call it a win. So yeah, that's nice. I really like that. I think if we work a bit with system prompt, then this might even lead to something. Let's quickly try something else. Let me quickly cd out of here. Kadir 3D chess. Just want to try this out one time. Once again. 3D chess. Code. Please plan the creation of a 3D chess game in HTML. I can really see myself only working with with like fast models. This is really cool. So okay. Start implementing the simplest running version. Okay, now he's not calling the tool. It's just handing me over the HTML. Scrolling's kind of broken. Okay. So yeah, let's take this over here. Close code. Croc. Okay, so yeah, we had the quick model overview. We had the at least like the first try in agentic coding in OpenCode. It seems there is a path where, or like there is a way, and we will have fine-tuned versions of this. That's the cool thing about like open models, right? We will get a lot of different versions of that. So yeah, we will have general agentic coding in OpenCode and other coding tools. I'm actually kind of curious if this might even be feasible for like stuff like on the go work. This now kind of did not work as intended. It's like I have a lot of planning and some code now. Please create the files. So what this suggests to me is that we actually have, he's not in plan mode. Okay, I cannot interrupt him. That's interesting. Maybe. No, like, let's undo the last one. Yeah. Okay. So I think we will have, like, we will need either a fine-tuned version or a better system prompt. But all in all, oh, now he's writing. Okay. So he seems to be hallucinating tools. Yeah, I might be even able to fix this with okay. I might be able to fix this with my own system prompt, custom instructions. Let's see. 3D chess index dot HTML. Oh yeah, we okay. Well, that's okay. So yeah, maybe that's a bit too rough, too much of a hassle. Okay, conclusion. I think we will be able to work with this model, and you see, like I've only like this cost me like 3 cents now for all that tokens. So yeah, you will be able to iterate and you will be able to save. The good thing is you can run this locally, and I really look forward to stuff like the new AMD AI chips, or even like the Apple MacBook, the Apple Silicon ones, where you will be able to run these kind of models locally. So you have no cost, but like your own, your own device or the device you bought, and you will be completely safe. If that agentic tool calling without anything is already kind of working, like the other thing, the Flipboard worked after like one bad try, it worked pretty well afterwards. Then I'm pretty certain that we will get proper tool calling with different scenarios. So you will be able to automate quite some stuff if the tool calling and structure following is properly done. We will need more tests. This was a quick one, but yeah, cool. I kind of like that. So let's see. I'm not sure if my chat's up to date. Quickly have. Oh, okay. Some general thoughts. What I would love to do. I don't know if you've seen this Google Gemini flashlight. Yes. Yeah. So Google did simulating a neural operating system with Gemini 2.5 Flashlight, where they actually went ahead and they simulated a complete operating system in real time on the fly, because Gemini Flashlight is so fast. I also have used it for one of my projects. I've written an article about this, the iteration over a book. I did this in parts for some smaller fast checks. I used Gemini 2.5 Lite. And this is cool. Like, this is an idea that fascinated me for quite some time, if I'm honest, because this like real-time AI rendering, it's just a cool scenario. I was fascinated by that. Then I thought about the actual implementation, and I was like, okay, we'll have to work with templates. And from that point on, like how useful is AI there? Because my thought was, look, I have a canvas, and I come up with some idea, and the AI spins up this idea in my canvas in real time. So that's like this. Like, I always, if I think about AI, I think about Jarvis and about our Iron Man. Like, he's standing in his room, and it's just like stuff flying in front of him, and he's kind of organizing and giving his brain, like projecting his brain, his ideas into the room with the help of AI. So if I see something like this, it kind of reminds me of that, and that's the future I wanna build, or I want to live it. So yeah, if this 120 billion model is capable enough, and we have inference providers like Grok, which are like stupid fast, yeah, then maybe this might be possible. Maybe because, like, if it's able to render in any canvas, and the canvas might be just an HTML renderer, for example, and you're in for a treat. You see, Google is just is showing here like it's around 461 tokens a second to make this possible. So yeah, that's interesting. I would also, is it open source? Can I see the actual code? I have to dig in deeper into this. But yeah, like, I found this fascinating. Yeah, maybe we try to mimic this or rebuild this at some point using open source. Would that be cool? Like, open source catching up to like a top tier small model from closed source providers. That would be nice, even if the open source provider is by the closed source. No, is OpenAI now an open source provider again? Are they open again? That's up for you to decide. But yeah, some real time AI testing. That's what where I want to get. Let's see. Let's maybe next week try to prepare something. I also have some B2B use cases I finally want to talk about. Also from my Business Central background, test out if fine tuning helps versus actually just building the context, or if both is maybe the way to go for Business Central developers. So yeah, that's what will coming in all my contents next week. Tomorrow or Thursday, I will release a new article where I present you an MCP that I built for Business Central developers, which is kind of cool. Also shows how you could use MCPs or leverage MCPs, your own MCPs with your own context pretty easily. Because, to be honest, like, I wasn't really vibe coding all this last month because I always looked at the code, checked the code back, and so lately I'm so confident in my prompting that I know, like, that the code most likely is at least kind of well. And then I also oftentimes tend to run checks and code checks over existing code, over vibe coded code, to have a different AI check what the coding AI is doing. And I don't. I will still, before I release something to the public, I will check the code. because it's just too dangerous if you don't do that. For example, just kind of never use environment variables as a default. I always have to poke it to do that. So who's saying that AI is not like just pushing my environment variable? So that won't be good. So and also for everyone who's using Lovable or any vibe coding tools, like check your code before you release any production stuff. It's really important because from experience, these models do a lot of like really bad things. Yeah, be aware of that. That being said, short stream today. Thank you for tuning in, whoever tuned in, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.